Welcome to an incomplete guide to personal growth. We invite you to take a breath and take a listen to our podcast that explores the wonder, humor, challenges, and sometimes those self-inflicted wounds on a journey of personal growth.
Our weekly podcast conversations include stories, resources, and tools that you can incorporate into your daily life. We're the mother-daughter duo of Sydney
and Kelly. Hey, Sydney.
Hey, Mom. How are you?
I'm good. I'm really excited because we have Bernie Byars back with us.
Yes, this week.
So that's exciting.
But we should update our listeners.
Yeah, and we'll introduce later. Yes, on our box episode.
Yes.
Yes.
Because last week we talked about the box that was sitting there for way too long.
Well, according to you. And and so you got impatient, and one night I see you with a pair of scissors going over there.
Yes. And you come help.
So I decided I would help. We weren't going to put it together.
No, we're just going to look at it.
And so we did. And as we took it out of the box.
Yeah, it fell on
my toe. And it really, I still have part of a bruise.
I still laugh every time you say
I turn and I am literally writhing in pain. And I'm doubled over. And I look at Sydney.
You're cursing so
I
much.
am, words are flying.
Yeah.
And I look over at you and you're doubled over, but only laughing. And I'm like, Sydney, it really hurts. And you just laughed harder.
I know. I don't know why.
Yeah, it was 5 minutes before you got ice.
For real.
So I'm wondering, it's good we have Bernie here because I'm wondering maybe we need some counseling. Maybe you have some underlying
maybe I've got some
issues with me that you're like, oh, good, she's hurting.
I really have no clue where that
know.
Came from at all. I just could not stop myself.
I know. With the ice, you're like, I'm so sorry. But you weren't.
Was it?
I know.
It was awful. Oh my gosh. How long has it taken you to get over?
It's 2 weeks and it's finally kind of gone away. But you know
normal.
something's wrong because I have to wear shoes now.
Oh no.
It hurts if I don't. And I hate to wear shoes.
I know you do.
I'm a barefoot person.
That is so, oh my God.
I'll remember this.
So that's what's happened now.
Yes.
It's put together.
Yeah. It's done. It's done.
Yeah.
It's looking good.
So I hope you enjoy our story.
Yes. So we have Bernie with us. And Bernie it has been. She has a private practice counseling center.
Mm-hmm.
And
do you want to list all your certifications?
I don't know all the LLs and all that kind of stuff.
I'm an LPC.
LPC.
LPC. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And she's worked in a variety of fields, from everything from, you worked with the gynecologist office, OBGYN, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
And eating disorder, you covered the gamut. So today she's going to be talking about boundaries. That's a favorite subject of Sydney's.
It is. Well, and I feel like holidays are coming up.
People
need to know how to handle difficult family members, all that sort of stuff. So can you start us out just defining what a boundary is?
Yes. I think that's a great place to start. Boundaries is a super basic definition. It is your needs and being able to say yes and no. Real basic.
Wow.
All it is just your needs and being able to say yes or no. And they're put into place like to safeguard your own well-being.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's boundaries are yeses and nos to safeguard your own well-being.
Oh, I like that. I've not heard it that simply because I feel like I see it like used so much now.
Yes.
And people have all these like words to describe boundaries and all these things to, but like that's
very basic.
Yeah. Do you feel like social media has like kind of either overused it or like overplays it or anything like that?
Yes, for sure. I think people, it's like gaslighting was the word for a while. That was all over social media. And I feel like boundaries, and I don't necessarily think it's used correctly all the time. Sometimes it probably is, but it's just, I think boundaries and mental health go together so much. And mental health is so much more, or it's so easily to talk about on social media.
Yeah.
And so I think it just comes out. It's just the new buzzword, kind of like, oh, I have a boundary there, or,
Yeah.
Yes, that is true.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think it's used incorrectly a lot too, but I think, I think people just say it, and it's just like the new word to say, and it's funny because like in my practice, I don't use the word boundary that often, even if I'm talking about boundaries,
Really?
Mm-hmm. I'm like I'll use like, oh, do you have an expectation that wasn't met? Or are you people pleasing? Like all those things have to do with boundaries.
Oh, I love that. People pleasing. That speaks loud.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's so good. I like that.
Yeah. I can remember that one.
Yes. So when it comes to boundaries, how helpful in a way, like if you're thinking, oh, I need to, like this person oftentimes triggers me, or this topic comes up and it, sets me off. So how do you think consciously thinking about boundaries is helpful?
Yes, because I think you have a boundary whether you think about it or not. I think about boundaries as like different kinds of fences around a house. If you choose to not have any boundaries, like you're just going to let somebody else come through your front door, like you don't even have a door on it kind of thing. And so I think it's helpful to think about like, what are my boundaries going to be around a certain person? Because when they talk about, I do a lot of body image stuff, right? And so if they're talking about their body negatively, like, how am I going to handle that? Am I going to be really direct about it, or am I going to be indirect? And neither are right or wrong.
It's just how you,
It just depends. I think how you go about like putting a boundary in place depends on your relationship with that person.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like if you have a really close relationship with somebody, you should talk to them directly about it. Like, hey, it's really hard for me when you talk about your body. Can we maybe not? Can we talk about something else? But if it's, you're in like you're in like your book club or Bible study and you're super, these people, it's like a group setting. It's like, maybe you just change the conversation.
Yeah. I have a plan for that. Yeah. Man. Oh, so do you want to?
No, well, go ahead. You said so go ahead now. Okay. No, I'm thinking about boundaries and how they've been changed dynamics of the relationship, or it can. Because you just mentioned book group, and I was talking to a friend who, in these political times, everybody thought they were on the same page, and all of a sudden, a couple women dropped out, and they were like, "Oh," and then they had to go back, and they, they really cherish these relationships, but it changed the dynamic of the group, and now what do we talk about, and how do we talk about, So they're not always fun conversations, right?
No, most of the time they're not. I love conflict, so for me it's kind of fun, but like most people know, because it's like, you need to put a boundary in when you feel uncomfortable most of the time.
Yeah.
It's like when you're uncomfortable, it's probably a time to put them in,
Yeah. So I just think about that. And so, the boundary doesn't just affect me.
Right.
So when it's someone like you said, when someone you care about, you have to, or know well, you have to really walk with that.
Yes. So can boundaries, so you need to put it, you said you need to put a boundary in when you're feeling uncomfortable, but can the boundary itself also feel uncomfortable?
Oh,
yeah. What do you think? Sydney, what are you specifically thinking of? Like, what's making you ask that question?
Yeah. I know.
Ding, ding, ding.
I know. Because I'm thinking like, okay, you want to say you need to put a boundary in of like, maybe you help somebody too much and it's taking too much of your energy. You're getting burnt out. Like you just can't do it. But at the same time, telling them no, or not, following through with what kind of your instinct is, that feels uncomfortable, I think. Right?
Oh, for sure. Especially if like you've been accommodating this person for over and over and over and over, and you have to be like, wait, what I'm doing is actually not helping them and it's burning me out.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
And then there's this trust of what will that do with the relationship.
Yes.
And how are you gonna?
Yeah. Can you keep moving forward? You know?
Yeah. And it's like, if it's a good enough, like close enough relationship, you would think you can keep moving forward, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
So I want to I want to kind of compare.
Okay.
A good boundary versus like a bad, they're not bad, but like one, like how do you set a boundary in the right way versus how do you misuse a boundary? You know, I feel like people say boundaries and they're expecting something from somebody else.
Right.
You know? So can you give an example of maybe what, you know, a misused or a boundary that's not used in the right way, you know?
Yeah, I mean, the easiest example that comes up is like in maybe this could be in a friendship if there's like jealousy, or in a romantic relationship if there's jealousy. Like if your partner, your best friends, like, I have to see your phone. That's a boundary I'm putting into place. Like I have to look through it. I have to see your text. That would be a misuse, right? So if if your boundary is put into place to control another person or manipulate another person, that would be a misuse of a boundary.
Yeah.
Oh God, I hadn't thought of that. I hadn't thought of using boundaries. Oh
yeah.
Eeks.
Oh yeah.
That'd be a red flag for me.
I know. Or even think like saying, well, you just can't talk about this. I mean, you know, it's like, well, what are you going to do?
Yeah. But so a proper boundary is about you can't talk about this would be, we can talk about it in this. Or you do,
right? Like I think a better, like, let's say it's a topic, because I feel like a lot of people are going to be around their families and they don't want to hear certain topics. What is a good boundary around a topic, and what is something, well, that's not how you use a boundary. You know?
Yeah, for sure. I think family is, you know, I think it can be a little bit harder about topics and things. And I think you have to give people the opportunity to like respect your boundary, you know? And so like, I would say like an example would be like, I'm just not going to invite this person because they disagree with me politically. Yeah, it's like, okay, sure. But, you know, but also like, you could also be kind and like call ahead of time and be like, hey, can we choose not to talk about this at Thanksgiving this year?
Yeah.
You know? And then I think from there, it would be like at the table, they start talking about, you know, something somebody did or whatever. They're angry about Trump, or they're angry about the Democratic Party, or whatever way it goes, right? Like instead of just getting up and leaving or asking them to leave right away, like I think that's an inappropriate use of a boundary. Like politics are talked about all the time. You might need to remind them. You know, like, hey, can we not talk about this? And they might be like, oh yeah, sorry, you know, kind of thing. But a lot of times people think if I put this boundary up and this person doesn't respect it right away, something's wrong. It's like, no, like it's a new thing, you know? We need those like reminders of things.
Giving them a chance. Yeah.
You know, I wonder if I put a boundary up. Well, this was many, many years ago. There was a family member that was coming over for a Thanksgiving or Christmas, one of those. And this family member uses language that I don't like in my house. And or he used to, you know, this person used to. And so I let him know ahead of time. I said, you know, not my house around my kids. And, you know, and he did respect that. Got mad because I wouldn't turn football on. If you can imagine me not turning football on during dinner. But I was a different person then. No, I'm just teasing. But you know, there was a boundary because I was fearful, and you know, and I didn't like but that
worked out.
He honored that.
I think because if it is a new thing and people have this instinct, like expecting people to change habits that quickly, like come on,
but
for sure.
So but it's hard, you know.
Oh my gosh, So
like, okay, so I'm sitting here thinking, okay, non-social person that I can be. I just don't want to go to that party. Why?
Yeah, you just don't want to be.
I just don't want to be, and it's like, well, there's other, there's
A both and.
Yeah, keeping other people's things in mind, feelings in mind versus just,
yeah,
I don't want to go.
Yeah. And that I feel like is where,
I mean, that's
to me,
it's a boundary, but
that to me is like where people kind of take the boundary a little extra, is it becomes a little too about them. I don't know, but boundaries are about yourself.
I know.
But they do
affect others. They're not about other people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're about yourself.
We overcomplicate
others. Yeah.
Yeah.
Boundaries don't have to have a why. They don't have to have, you don't have to explain yourself. Like, that's a conversation. Those are really different. Like, but we teach people at a young age, like, that they don't get to decide what to do. Like when a kid just says, well, I don't want to do that. And we're like, well, why? It's like, well, they just don't want to.
Yeah,
it's okay. Like, we try to explain away things like, well, I mean, I really would like it if like you didn't put your elbows on the table at dinner.
Yes.
But like, we're like, if you wouldn't mind, just like, no, just, hey, don't put your elbows on the table at dinner.
Yeah.
I know we do. I over-explain all the time.
Not talking about that. Over-explain.
Yeah, I agree. It's like boundaries don't need to be over. I agree.
I love
don't need to
that.
be over-explained.
And I like that the key line that I heard was, there's not a lie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just
what it is.
What it is. I can't do that today because I'm overstimulated.
You don't even say cuz, you say I can't do that today.
Oh, okay.
Like, you don't have to explain yourself. You can, but you don't have to.
But you don't have to.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Oh gosh, that's hard.
So, are there boundaries that we can have that don't use words?
What do you mean? Okay.
Like what?
Don't use words.
Kelly, what's coming to you? I'm just curious.
Like, I'm trying to think of one.
I know. What's the boundary that like doesn't use words?
I mean, who I choose to sit next to at Thanksgiving. I'm not using any words, but I'm making a choice. I think like who you choose to invite to your like holiday party.
Okay.
That's true.
Who you choose to distance yourself from, or who you choose to grow closer to.
Yeah.
You don't have to tell them like, hey, I'm drawing a boundary here because I don't like how our friendship is going. You can choose to just not call them as much.
Yeah.
Okay.
And let them in a little bit less. Like you can, let's say you told your, I don't know, Aunt Susie something last Thanksgiving, and she told the rest of the family. I can talk to her about it, or I can personally just choose not to share as much with her that I don't want to be told to other people.
Okay.
That's so good.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And like think about like all the holiday stuff that happens leading up to Christmas, all those events that like people schedule and you feel like you have to go to. I think a boundary could just be is if you don't want to see someone as much, you pick and choose. You say, okay, I'm only going to do this with them. And then I'm going to have something else, and you just don't RSVP to the rest of it.
That is interesting because I set a boundary and didn't know it. I mean, because I did with, I talked about this last week, I think, with my mom. I just, she wants you to vomit, or she did, everything to her. And I'm like, I don't, you don't
want to tell her.
And I just kind of stopped.
Yeah.
And she would just, well, you're not telling me things.
It's like, no,
I'm not. But I didn't realize I had, that was a boundary I set.
Yeah.
And that was empowering for me.
Yeah.
And it wasn't out of meanness. It was just like, I need this. I don't do that.
Yeah. When you set it in, you're going to feel more like self-respect.
Yeah. It took a little bit, and it was, and eventually, the relationship shifted some, but it was like,
it probably is going to be healthier.
Yeah.
That relationship will probably be healthier.
Yes, exactly.
Definitely.
Yeah. So that was just interesting. I didn't think of that. So I'm setting a boundary.
Oh, okay. I think another good one for holiday times is people like to give unwelcome advice or like to ask advice or ask unwelcome questions. Why aren't you dating anybody? Why aren't you have kids yet? Oh, this is how, I might go out and try and meet somebody. Like, what do you do in those situations?
I think it depends on your personality and temperament.
Yeah.
So you've got someone like who, before we had our son William, people would ask us, and I'm like, wow, you really want to know a lot about me, like kind of like, wow, you're stepping into an area that I have not allowed you into. But I think I think you could steer the conversation back to the person if you don't want to talk about it. And that's setting a boundary without having to be like confrontational, I also think I think we have to remember when people give us advice, like that doesn't mean we have to do it,
Right.
It's just feedback. It's just advice. You don't have to like fight them about it and be like, oh, okay, sounds good. But that doesn't mean you're going to do it or not do it,
Yeah.
Yes.
And I think that's like, okay, that person always asks me this question. And it's like, it depends on how direct you want to be, because part of boundary, like working on your boundaries is being assertive, and it's like, man, it's like, wow, it just depends like how you want to handle it kind of thing.
There are lots of options.
That's
for
a good
sure.
idea. Yeah.
It's just don't become passive and don't become passive aggressive. And then you're probably.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I think, that one with I like that one with the advice is like what I do it's like, you just listen. I think a lot of people feel like, well, they're telling me this, I need to tell them my opinion about it. It's like, no, you just listen to the advice, say, and then move on.
Yeah.
And I think too, it's like, if you just automatically cut off and don't listen, like what if they're telling you something that you might actually help you?
That's true too. That's true too.
I think about that.
You can decide while you're listening if you really want it or not.
Yeah.
You don't have to be, it's a boundary, right? Because you're choosing yes or no for yourself.
Yeah, I'm not good about that. I just,
or I feel like another hot topic, I don't know. Maybe this is just a San Antonio, Bulverde area type thing or a Bernie area, but like, are you like William's 9 months? Are you going to homeschool or are you going to do private school?
Oh my gosh.
School? Right. Yes. Like, and so people want to talk to you about that. And I'm like, I don't know.
I will make a decision.
I don't know what he wants and what he needs.
And sometimes I think questions like that they're not really they're wanting to figure something out behind you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or they just want to tell you their opinion of what they think is best.
Well, maybe that's it. Yeah. Because it's kind of like, what do you, and what do you do?
I know.
That's interesting that you get that already.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Oh, peer pressure.
Yes.
I have lots of feelings about things.
Oh my God.
I love it. Boundaries
are hard.
They are. And some
people are better at setting them.
Yeah.
Well, I think the other side of boundaries is like asking for what you want, not just what you don't want. Not just what you don't need.
Can you give us an example?
Wait a minute.
So I have celiac disease, right? And so for a long time for holiday meals, it's like I would just always bring my own food.
Right.
Kind of thing. That was just what I did. But like things like that. But like it's okay for me to like, and maybe this isn't a boundary, but I think it is. Like, yes, when somebody's like, I would like to eat the turkey, right? And so I can be a people pleaser and be like, no, it's fine, blah, blah, blah. Like, just fry it and whatever, do it however. Or I can be like, actually, like, if you did it this way, I could be included.
Oh, yeah.
And that's my need. Like, I have a need to be engaged in the holiday meal too.
Right.
And so I think, like, part of boundaries is also, like, not being a people pleaser and saying what you actually want and need.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I love that.
So there's that side of it too, is like part of it is, well, and so then you need to know what you need, which a lot of times people don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think like, if you think about relationships and friendships, it's like, well, I depending on how close you are with that person, it's like, if I'm going to have a close friendship, I need, a phone call.
Yeah.
Like, I need this to feel connected. And like, and if you're close enough to them, you should say that. But then if they don't follow up on it, then it's like, okay, well, I gave my needs and that's how you accepted it. So this is where our friendship is now,
And I like that. I'm liking that because part of that is being able to be not assuming how the other people are going to respond.
Mm-hmm.
So this is my personal thing with you.
Okay.
No, it's not, because, I've started playing pickleball.
Yes.
And I know, right?
You and your
love
pickleball.
And I always, and this was one of my favorite parts, was I'd have my time during the day. And when Charles would come in from school, he runs and goes, Grandma. And so you're like, oh, and it was like, but I need my pickleball time.
And that's about
I may not be home.
Yeah.
When Charles well, you too, I guess. When both of you get home.
Get used to that, Bernie.
Yeah.
All it is. It's about them.
You're just second now.
All about them.
Yep.
But it was a boundary. I didn't think about that. But my boundary was one. And yesterday when I was at pickleball, I was like, oh, he's getting his hair. I'm going to get home. And but it was like, no, this is your time. This is so fulfilling. I'm meeting some fun people. I'm having a ball.
Yeah.
But that was it.
But putting what you need, first.
Yeah. And the boundary, and you were like, yeah, go on. We don't care.
Yeah.
I don't want you home.
My kid.
I know you do. You do it anyway. But I just get that, and then I can go on my way.
Yeah.
But so I didn't think about that.
Yeah. So like if I'm cooking, I'm like trying to cook like a fun meal and not just like a quick dinner. Like I have a boundary, like, hey, I would like you to take William out of the house while I cook. Cause it's like, if I hear him, I'm like distracted.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Or he knows I'm close and so so that's a boundary. Like if I'm going to cook like a recipe, you go on a walk, you go to the park, you go to this.
Yeah.
That is also a boundary too.
I love that. I like those sound, not that the others sound negative. That this puts to me, that's like, wow.
Yeah. That's so good.
Yeah.
Because that's, again, it comes back to like the safeguarding your well-being. It's not just the no's, it's also the yeses.
Oh, I love that.
Love it.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yes and no boundaries. That's so good. So hopefully people can take this in, use it for all their holiday events. Because there are a lot of them.
Yeah.
And know what you need.
Everyday life.
Knowing what you need and putting up boundaries when necessary. Yes. I love it. Oh my gosh.
Right.
Thank you for helping, because I'm sure a lot of people, because that's the thing, I think people see it so much online. It's like, but what is it really? Yeah. So hopefully that's what our listeners will take away.
I will say my favorite before we get is this girl, and now I can't think of her name, Nedra. Have you heard of Nedra?
Yes. I know you're talking about Instagram.
She's on Instagram. I think she has a podcast. She's got books. Y'all should link her stuff. She's my favorite.
We'll do that.
Yes,
she would be like my biggest resource for anything.
Okay. I know what you're talking about, so I'll make sure to link that. Any books or anything else?
Well, that's what she said.
Yeah, but I'm just
everything by her. Some people, a lot of people like Henry Cloud. That's another one. The Basic Boundaries.
Okay.
I like Safe People from him because it helps you learn like who are safe people, and I think that's important with boundaries.
Yes.
Okay.
I haven't read it in a long time, but I read it a long time ago, and it was basic, good information.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll link that one too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very good.
Awesome.
Okay.
And then we'll be back next week talking about just eating in the holidays.
Eating the holidays.
Because everybody, I think,
and
it's
beyond.
Always a topic.
Yes. All right.
And hey, girls got to eat.
That's right. Girls got to eat.
That's it. All right. So we look forward to next week when we take a breath and take a listen.
Thank you for listening to this week's episode of An Incomplete Guide to Personal Growth. There are many ways you can stay connected. Follow us on Instagram at An Incomplete Guide Podcast, where you can sign up for our email list and get posts that delve deeper into our weekly topics. Make sure to subscribe to our podcast page wherever you listen to your podcasts. We would really appreciate a rating and sharing us with your family and friends.
We're so glad you chose to spend your time with us and hope there was a thought, a resource, or a laugh that you can take on your journey. We'll be here every Tuesday for you to take a breath and take a listen.